This is one of my favourite views, walking down in Ryde and seeing across to Portsmouth on a sunny day. Well, I think that would have made Daddy laugh, although he's not here. He looks down on me every day. And as I got on the bus, there was an escapee tomato and some kale tried to make it out of the bag. But there was another very kind passenger who picked it up before it was squashed tomato. The reason it reminds me, it will make my dad laugh. My sister dropped a toilet roll in the British Museum one day and it proceeded to unravel. And it unravelled rather a lot before the assistant or the person on duty picked it up and ran after and said, "I believe this is yours, madam." And my dad used to recount that story often in his repertoire of funny stories of incidents that have happened to the family, and I have fond memories. There were so many funny stories that he used to recount, and it just triggers all those happy memories every time something like that happened. There also happened to be a bus full of passengers, so I just had to make light of it and offer to do some juggling with my tomatoes as well. So my Snapchat friends, if anything's happened like that to you like that, please tell me. I'd love a good chuckle on this Friday afternoon. Of course, it could have been a lot worse. He could have dropped the tomato, then I could have trod on it and slid right down the bus. But thank goodness that didn't happen. I am known as one of the two giggly grannies, and that would have really caused a giggle, but the other giggly granny wasn't with me. Find the giggly grannies on Facebook, why not? And here my Snapchat... Sorry. Here, my Snapchat friends, is the errant tomato, and for his sins, he is going to be made into tomato soup. So, Snapchat friends, if you'd have been passengers on the bus while I was dropping my tomatoes getting on, would you have been cross? Would you have laughed? Would you have joined in? Snapchat me back and tell me what you'd have done. It just isn't my day, is it? Now this naughty parsnip just shot across the room and landed on the floor. So you know what? He's now for the chop, but I'll wash it first. So some of my new Snapchat friends, you may be wondering what's with all the vegetables. Well, I've just started a new diet. As some of you will know, for 5 years I've had a skin problem on my right leg, and the NHS has had 5 years to get it right and failed. So on my last visit to the skin clinic, when they were going to prescribe some drugs that were going to lower my immune system and therefore make me ill, I decided to give them a shot. I have two lovely friends who took matters into their own hands and cured themselves of medical issues they had themselves, and both went grain-free. So I paid a trip to Tina the other day, to Tina's kitchen, where she cooked some super tomato soup, hence the tomatoes and the errant tomatoes in my shopping. And she's guiding me to a new diet, which already is making a difference. Skin's not as bad as it was. I'm feeling much better and much healthier. So Tina's helping me, and well done, Tina, because she's done loads of the research, so I don't have to stand and look at labels trying to read what's on them. I'm finding some super and amazing recipes on the internet, and Tina's given me a few too. And of course, now my daughter's seen what I'm up to via social media. She wants my help in doing some batch baking when I'm there on granny duty next week. While you're here, Mum. But it isn't only my daughter who has the demands. The grandchildren have all sorts. Granny, while you're here, can you mend this? Granny, while you're here, can you do that? But I absolutely love it. And I wouldn't have it any other way, so I better book that train ticket. And of course, the beauty of what I do, running a network and teaching social media, doesn't have to stop because I'm on granny duty. I have my smartphone, it goes everywhere with me, so I can tweet my members, I can teach over the internet while I'm away, we can chat online, which is another thing that makes me chuckle. The first time that I had a smartphone, I wanted to throw it out the window, didn't feel that there was anything smart about it at all. Originally, I only ever wanted a phone to be a phone, a mobile phone. That's what it should do, make phone calls. Then I thought there was a bit more to it, so I got myself well, it certainly wasn't an iPhone, it was an Android. But there was no way I could get on with it. It came with no instructions. I didn't know what to do. It was just useless, and I thought it was going to go straight through the window. However, I persevered and did manage to make it work, and obviously it was very useful for my business. But then later on I moved over to an iPhone. And now, of course, I wouldn't be without my smartphone. How would I be able to bring you stories of errant tomatoes on the bus if I hadn't got the smartphone? So tell me, would you be without your smartphone? Do you ever switch yours off? Why not snap me back and tell me? Hey, look what fun I'm having. Look at my new friend. So here we're networking, but we're talking with Linda and Kate about Build a Buddy. And Build a Buddy's come to the Isle of Wight.
Hello, I've just arrived at the White Rock Bar and I'm looking for buddies to join me. Would you like to build a buddy?